Hello, I'm back again with another video. In light of the current situation with this Steve Stevenson, or whatever his name is, the man who went on the killing spree, just going around and randomly killing innocent people who he does not know. Friday night, while I was taking a break, I was thinking about what happened in Newtown, Connecticut, with those kids being slaughtered at Sandy Hook Elementary School. And all of a sudden, a deep sense of sorrow just came over me. And I also thought about the man who recently killed his ex-wife in San Bernardino, California. And I just got this eerie feeling that something like that was going to happen again very soon. And I don't know what it was that prompted me to start feeling that way. It was just something that just happened out of the blue. Anyway, it's just sad, unfortunate, and tragic that this happened. I found out about it by watching someone's channel on YouTube where they posted a clip from one of his Facebook live recordings where he admitted to killing people and talked about how he was going to try to kill as many people as possible before he stopped. And one of the things that struck me about his recording is that this man had the audacity to blame his girlfriend. I think, from what I understand, she broke up with him, or they separated. I'm not sure who broke up with whom, but they're no longer together, and he now blames her for going on a killing rampage and murdering innocent people. And he also blames his mother. He also mentioned something about losing everything that he had by gambling, and he blames his ex-girlfriend for that too. And no, it's not her fault. I think that's very typical of a lot of these men, the American modern man. Very feminine, very hypersensitive and emotional, and not willing to take responsibility and accountability for their own personal shortcomings and failures in life. So they always look to blame someone else for their faults. And in this case, he chooses to blame women. They don't want to stand up and be a man, and they'd rather point the finger at someone else and hide behind someone else when they have, they'd rather point 2 fingers at someone else when they got 5 fingers pointing back at themselves. That's very cowardly and very sick. I don't understand that. He's blaming them, but really at the root of it all is that this man obviously has some sort of serious undiagnosed mental illness. He's blaming others for what's going on. And don't get me wrong, sometimes people suffer traumas, traumatic experiences throughout their lives that lead up to them doing crazy things. But ultimately, we're all responsible for our actions. So there's no way he can really place blame on anyone else for what he chooses to do. No one put a gun to his head and forced him to go out and gamble and lose all of his money. And I don't know anything about his relationship between his mother and his ex-girlfriend. Possibly they did mistreat him, but we all have choices to make in life. If you feel that you're not being treated the way that you should be treated, then separate you. I have a tendency to believe that he was probably more of the problem than anything else, and that he just couldn't take the rejection, which makes him look like, excuse my expression and my language, but it makes him look like a big pussy. He's so pussified, he might as well just go out and buy him some cat food and eat it. All these women on this planet, and you're going to flip your lid over one woman not wanting you anymore. Does that make any damn sense? I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys here on YouTube that are in groups like True Force Loneliness and MGTOW and the Black Women Bashers start blaming women for this man's actions. It wouldn't surprise me at all, because he sounds a lot like some of the things that he says sounds a lot like some of these people who associate with these groups. The rhetoric, like even if you go to some of the comment sections of the videos where the producer talks about this incident, I remember reading on one of the videos, you know, I don't know if it was CNN, but I remember reading in the comment section of one of those videos where some of the men were blaming the women. And it doesn't surprise me, because that's the way that a lot of these men think here on YouTube. I'm surprised that the authorities haven't caught him by now, because he gave his phone number out on one of his Facebook Live videos. So I don't understand why they haven't been able to locate him by the phone GPS system. But there's now a 5-state manhunt for him. But I hope that they catch him soon to keep any more killings from happening. He went to his mom and told him that he had suicidal feelings, but she didn't take him seriously. So whenever someone talks to you about their mental and their psychological and emotional issues, you need to take them very seriously. Take them seriously. Take everything that they say to heart, because you just never know. Obviously, this man is narcissistic, because he feels that he has the right to take innocent people's lives just because of what he's going through, and so that he can get himself a little attention. But yeah, I really do hope that someone finds him, the police or a citizen who's armed, and just takes him out. I'm not one who normally supports violence and, you know, harm to others, but in this case I think it would be warranted if someone were to just kill him. You know, I don't even think he's worth the wasting taxpayer dollars to put him through a trial and bringing him to justice, because there will never be any justice to the families of his victims. Even getting a conviction and putting him behind bars is not going to bring those dead people back. In my opinion, I don't even think this guy wants to be taken alive. I think that he's either planning to kill himself once he's satisfied that he's done enough killing, or when he feels that he's been cornered, or I think he wants to be, he's planning suicide by cop killing. But I really don't think that he wants to go to prison or be taken into custody alive. Because, you know, look at how this man, he told his name from the beginning. He even showed the badge of his workplace, and the irony of this situation is that this man used to work at a mental health care facility as a case manager. Yeah, in closing, I would just like to express my condolences to the families of the victims, and I hope this guy is caught.